If you are struggling with makeup application with your hooded eyes, if you're struggling with wing liner, you're not sure how to apply it, if you're struggling with makeup that's disappearing off your face, if you're struggling with powders that you put it on and it makes you look older, I'm going to address all of these problems and more in today's video. So I put a question out there for you guys. I said, if there's anything that you're struggling with your makeup, please share it in the comments below. And many of you did. So today is going to be a video for all of you. And in the comments below, before you leave, if there's anything that I did not address in this specific video that you've been struggling with, let me know in the comments below and I'll create another video like this for you, because this channel is all about helping you. So I love to teach. I want to help you. That's why I'm here. So let's just get into the video. One of the things that was a concern, and one of these things I just addressed in the other video, another video that I'm talking about as far as foundation. So that's why I already have my foundation on, but I'm going to address it here and then we're going to get onto the powder. So someone had asked me how to keep makeup on your chin. So if you are somebody that has oily skin or you just feel like your makeup isn't staying on your chin, there could be a couple reasons. One thing is you may not be prepping your skin well. You want to make sure that you're always prepping your skin well, period. Have a really good morning routine. Make sure that you are hydrating your skin. Number two, don't use too much product. If you are using too much product, too much foundation on your face, and you're not blending it well, especially, it may not wear well on you. You know, it may just get oily, slip around, all of that. And another thing is use a gripping primer. So before you put your foundation on, so you do your morning routine, your moisturizer, okay, then after you've had it sit on for a while, you go in and you apply a gripping primer. Gripping primer is going to help so your foundation grips onto your skin better, so it doesn't slide around. I have shared some that I've liked. I don't know if I have any in front of me right now, but one that's not really a gripping primer, but it's a really good primer if you have oily skin, is the one, it's an essence actually from Wet n Wild. It's in a pink little bottle, which I don't have in front of me right now. That's really, really good. But you want to get something that's kind of sticky. One that I wear that is a gripping one, and it's not really a primer, is this. And I'm not telling you to go get this because this is a lot. This is the one from Sicily. But what I like about it, and I'm going to do this, which I know this is expensive to do this, but what I'm going to do is just show you, because, and this is an older one. I just actually bought a new one, so it's getting kind of weird. But after I rub it in, okay, it's got, see how it has a little stick to it? That's what you want. You want to get something that's got a little bit of a stick. And there are specific gripping primers. There's drugstore versions, there's high-end versions. Find one. And if that is the one concern area, you can just put it right there. Just a tiny amount too. Don't overuse it. Remember, if you're just doing it there, just put it there. Make sure to let that absorb really well. Then you go on with your foundation. We're talking foundation. You do not want to apply too much. Just did a whole, like I said, I did a whole face, but I'm going to show you. I'm like, if you're just doing your chin, see that little dot? Now this is full coverage. So depending on the foundation, you might need a little bit more. But do you see how that's spreading out? You don't need a lot of foundation. So you might be using too much. And third, you may need to powder it. So let me show you how to powder so you're doing it correctly as well. How to not look wrinkled when applying powder. Well, number one, you don't want to use too much. You don't want to bake. Don't do those two things. You can use a hydrating powder. There are some hydrating powders. I know By Terry used to have one. I don't know if they do anymore. Sicily has one that I like that's hydrating. If it's not in your budget, I'm just showing you what I've used and tested. So look for one that's in your budget. If it, look for a drugstore option that says it's hydrating. Sometimes it'll say it has hyaluronic acid or whatever in it. If it's hydrating powder, that could be a better option for you. The next thing is to apply it with a brush. I find even with my oily skin lately, I like how it wears on me. I have applied it with powder puffs. I have powder puffs that I have used. And one thing I do like about a powder puff is that when you apply it, it really, especially when you use a powder like this, which I'm going to use today, my Givenchy Prism Libre. So when you apply it with a powder puff, it just looks so much more blurred when you do it this way. However, even on somebody like me that has oily skin, it just doesn't always wear well. It ends up sometimes looking too heavy because you're applying a lot more with a powder puff. Even though I'm going like this and kind of getting it into my powder puff, if you're getting too much on it and then you're putting it on, that's just how it's going to look. So what I like to do is I like to use a powder puff or powder brush, and I like to use a big fluffy brush. One like this. This is from BK Beauty, but it's a nice fluffy brush. So you dip your brush in here, and I'll get about that much. And the thing is, if I need more, I can get more. And then I kind of tap it. Sometimes I'll tap it on my counter, but I'll go just tap it like this, just to kind of get it in there a little bit more. Shake it, and now I'm going to start tapping. Tapping, tapping. And kind of look, assess, feel like you need a little bit more, or if there's some areas on your face that get a little bit shinier. Like for me, it's right there, right there, right there. You apply the powder. Now, once it sits on for a little bit, I'll just kind of let it sit on for a minute. You can go ahead and take your brush and you just can lightly buff it out, which I'm going to do in a minute. And then after we do that, I'm going to spray a glycerin spray, which is actually the MAC Fix Plus. So there's glycerin in it, so it's hydrating. One thing about this powder is I hate the top on it. All my powder products are on. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to take my MAC Fix Plus and I'm going to spray this. This is amazing because what it's going to do, this is going to melt everything together. So you're not going to look powdery. It's just chef's kiss a million times. So if you are somebody that has dry skin especially, you are going to love this. Someone was asking about lip lines. Like, what do you do with lip lines? I'm assuming you're talking about, putting lipstick on that starts to bleed. This is what I do. So first I want to just wipe off my foundation. Now, usually I do this after I do my eyes, but I'll just do it this way today. Then I'm going to go in and I am going to very lightly powder. I know I just powdered my face, but that's going to be okay. And I'm just going to use this powder today. So it's really, really light. And the reason for me is I have oily skin. And I do overdraw my line on my lips too. So when you do that, when you overdraw and you get on your skin, you have oily skin, then it could bleed too as well. And then you get into your lines. I'm going to go in and line my lips. Then, and this is how I do it too. When you're doing your upper lip, you don't want to go here and go down because you're going to pull your mouth down. You want to start in the outer corner and go up when you draw your lips. Even if you're not overdrawing it like I am and you're just following your lip line, you want to start from the corner here and go up from the corner there and go up. Do the same thing. So what this is going to do when you are drawing, I gotta even that out, hold on. Okay, got it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. So what you're doing when you are lining your lips is you're going to help prevent that lipstick from bleeding. So this is going to kind of help keep it on your lips and not bleed out, okay? But we're not done. So now I take a tissue and I just go like that and get off whatever. Then I go back in again. Sometimes I will fill in my lips completely and put lipstick on, and other times I don't. I'm not going to completely do it today. I'm going to blot it again. Then I'm going to take a lipstick. This is where you got to be very careful because you can still get bleeding if you add a gloss on. You got to be really careful. I'm only going to add a gloss right here. Don't overuse your gloss. If you're doing a red lipstick, same thing, don't overdo it, because if you do, you could still have bleeding. Now, where I get it is right here. That's where I will get bleeding if I put too much of a gloss on. So you have to be really careful with the gloss. But if you do your lip liner like this, you'll keep your lipstick on from bleeding in the lines. Now, one more tip. Now, if you still have some issues with bleeding, now I don't have one in front of me, but I wanted to show this particular brush with you guys, but you could also, a lot of lipsticks have lip liners. There are some lip liners that have a brush on it. The one that's really good is the RMS one. So what you can do with it, and I shared this in another video. I don't have the brush in front of me. I'm sorry I don't. But you can take your lip liner, you put it on the back of your hand, okay? I'll just do it. You can take something like this. This is just my Chanel one, but the one from RMS is really nice because it's stiffer. And then you work your brush in there. Then you take your brush and then you line your lip like that. And what the brush is going to do is going to help to push that product into your lips better, especially if you have lip lines. So again, it's going to help to prevent bleeding. So I hope that helps. Now that this side is done, I'm going to show you how I did it. Now, the first thing you want to do is use an eyeshadow primer. What I use as an eyeshadow primer is the MAC Painterly. This is basically an eyeshadow that's creaseless, but it's in the color Painterly, which, by the way, makes a great transition color, if you will. So what I love about this, for me personally, with my skin tone, it works because it helps to eliminate any redness or veining or anything that I have on my eye, and I've already applied it. I like to apply it with a brush. You could apply it with your finger. You don't have to use this. You can just use an eyeshadow primer, but I would highly recommend using one that's going to be a good color match for you as far as your skin tone. All right, because again, what it's going to do is it's kind of is like takes the place of a transition color, in my opinion, and it helps to eliminate any of the redness and discoloration, which I feel like as we get older, I feel like a lot of us have. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to use a very basic brown palette. I'm going to go in and use this one from Mario, and I love this one. It's just great to have because I use it with other shadows. I can use it on its own as I did, although I did add a shimmer, and we're going to talk about that. So I like to use a fluffy brush, and I pretty much created this whole look with one brush. There are other brushes that I use sometimes, but if I'm being completely honest with you, this is what I do. I used to use a lot of other brushes to create my eye looks, but I just feel like this just works the best for me. I can apply it, blend it out, and I don't have to, like when you're in a hurry to go somewhere, do you have time to like reach for 50 different brushes? I know I don't. So the first color that I'm going to go in is with this one right here. And I'm going to take that and apply it all over and up here again. Just makes a nice base, if you will, for my other shadows. Now, my rule of thumb for me is I like to use a medium color here, a darker color here, and a lighter color here. And I'm going to explain why I do that as I'm applying them. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is I'm going to go ahead and use this color right here. And that is going to be my medium color. So I like to put a medium color right here because I want to kind of create, if you have hooded eyes, so I want to lift that up. So you want to create a shadow here, so that's why we're using a medium shadow there. And when you're applying it too and you're blending it, you barely want to touch your brush here. You're barely touching it and you're blending it. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on. You want to hold your brush back like this too. You don't want to go like this and apply it because you're going to put way too much pressure on. So you just want to back it up, back that truck up and go like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a darker shadow, and we're going to go in with that one right there. And I just tap my brush on like this. So I do always tap my brush off, and then I'm going to take it on the outer corner and apply it like that. And you can lift your eye up too. You can even take your eyelid and lift it like that if you have to, just get that outer corner. What that is going to do is that dark shadow is going to help to create more of a lifted look. That's what we want. It looks like I'm almost out of battery, so I may have to switch off pretty soon here. But I say this over and over again. Have two mirrors. You want to have a magnified mirror. I know we don't all want to see ourselves close up. I'm going to go into a little bit more of that dark color. But you want to be able to make sure that you're blending everything out. And you can't always tell from far away. Again, little light touch, and we're just going on the outer corner there. Just blending it. I kind of go back and forth. I kind of swirl it. Whatever. There's no magic. It's makeup. Okay. And I'll even take it and just kind of blend it up there. Now I'm going to go ahead and I want to take this color right here, and I have another brush in here. Yeah, I'm just going to use this. This is not the brush you would want to use for your lid, but I'm going to. And this is just a smudger brush, but you can use a lid brush. And again, that really light color, I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my lid. Now I'm not done with it yet. We could leave it, but I like a shimmer. We're going to get back to it. I'm just going to blend that a little bit. That, and I'm also going to just make sure that I just have this all, just make sure that everything looks really blended. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get into my tight line, if I don't drop my mirror, with my eyeliner. I'm going to use Barbarella Brown color from Charlotte Tilbury and get into that tight line. Now I'm going to create the wing, and then I'm going to connect it, okay? So what I do is I'll take something like this. I do not use a liquid liner. You can use one, but this is really easy. You can even use eyeshadow. So this is what you do. Just look straight ahead, and the corner, that outer corner of your eye right here, where it's like, the outer corner right there, you're just going to really lightly create that little wing. Take a little flick. And don't worry if it's not perfect. It's okay, because we're not done yet. Now I'm going to take the liner. I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to take my liner and I'm going to go right on top of my lash line. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but it's okay. I'll fix that. Let me fix that with my... Yeah. Okay. That's all you do. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this brush. This one's from Reffer, and this is the number 20. You could go ahead and you could use the BK Beauty brush. This is in the number N11 from Nikki LaRosa. You could go ahead and use my smudger brush that I just had in my hand. You could use this and finish your wing. But I'm going to use this one today. So I'm going to take it in this darker shadow right here. I'm going to put that brush in there, tap it off. Then we're going to fix it. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of close my eye a little bit. I'm just going to go over it, and I'll even blend this out like that. Make sure that I smudged it into my lashes there too. I'm going to add a little bit more in my tight line because it looks like I didn't get it in there good. You really want to smudge it in there. And then you can even take your fingernail And just kind of wing it up a little bit more like that. Easy, right? So now we want to connect it. So I'm going to take that smudger brush and I'm going to take that dark color and now I'm going to go into my lower lash line. Now it's going to look really heavy-handed, but don't worry because we're going to fix it. And I just like to stay right on the lash line and you kind of connect that outer there. Then I'll go in and take this brush here and kind of blend that out so it doesn't look, you know, like it's pulling my eye down. Now I'm going to take that smudger brush. I'm just wiping it off. I'm going to take a little bit of my MAC Fix Plus. Now you could leave it the way it is, but I like a shimmer. And I like to put a shimmer there because it just brightens my eye. So if you're not going to use a shimmer, I would recommend using a lighter color. So next we want to take a smudger brush. I'm going to take my MAC Fix Plus. I'm going to spray it. And now I'm going to take this little shimmer. This is from Give Beauty. I can't remember the name of it, but like I said, I'll put it below for you guys. And I'm going to put it on my eye. You don't have to use a shimmer. You could just keep it at that light shadow. But to see the difference between the two, I just like the little bit of shimmer on it. I just feel like it just brightens my eye a little bit more. And it just kind of a softer look. I don't know. I just really like to wear shimmer. You guys know that. This might be on the verge of almost being glitter. It sort of is, but it's not. I don't know. I like it. It's not too much for me. And nobody's going to see it unless you are in my face. So, and I just kind of tap it on. And what I like about the MAC Fix Plus, it does a couple things. One thing, it helps so it doesn't make a mess all over your eye, you know, fallout. You don't get fallout. It also intensifies it too. So you get more of a color, not just a bunch of sparkle. But look how pretty that is. And then I will go in and I'm just going to curl my lashes with my Rephr lash curler here. I'm going to put on my mascara. Another question that someone asked me is about using a smudger or smudging technique to do the liner. It's basically the same thing that I just shared with you, but you use an eyeshadow. So you can use a smudger brush to do that. You can smudge it with an angled brush like I showed you from, you know, all the brushes I showed you. You can use any of these. So let's just say you're going to use a smudger brush. You would just take that eyeshadow in just like this, and you would start with that outer corner. And then you would just start to smudge it out like that. I would still use like, you know, line that top part of your lid. And then you can go over it with your eyeshadow and just kind of lightly smudge it out that way. I mean, really, really easy. And then just kind of connect it on the ends. I have gotten so much better with my wing liner. If you've been following me for a while, you know I could not for the life of me do wing liner. I think one of the reasons it got a little bit better though, because my eyes have gotten better because I use my zip, and microcurrent has really helped me with my eyes a lot. So I hope that all those tips were helpful for you. If there's anything in this video that I didn't address, let me know and I can make another video. You know, if there's maybe some other areas of makeup that you're really struggling with, please let me know in the comments below. And that is it. Thank you all so much for joining me. And thank you for your suggestions too. I truly appreciate it. I always like when you guys, you know, give me little, you know, hey, can you share a video on this or that? I really appreciate when you do that because like I said, that's what this channel is all about. It's about helping all of you. So thank you so much. If you're new here, I would love to have you join. I share new videos every single week. Please consider smashing that subscribe button below. It is free. And for all of you OGs and all my new subscribers that are here, welcome and thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.